Hey guys, what's going on? Troy at Mountain Man Treasure here, and it is time to take a look at what I sold over the last 4 days. It is Much Sold Monday. Here's the thing, guys, if you're new to the channel, and we do have some folks that are new, we're slowly growing a few folks every day, which is cool to see. We do a lot of reselling stuff on this channel. Take you along with me to garage sales, to estate sales, into Goodwill or other thrift stores. We also go over the things that I sell out of my store. Hopefully this an educational tool that you can see something on here, and then if you see it out in the wild, you can pick it up and make money off of it as well. I sell a wide variety of things from $9.99 free shipping to we have a $150 sale here in the last couple of days. So I think there's a place for all of that in stores. Certainly in my store there is. So we're going to jump right in because we have a lot of them. I want to get through them. And well, it's also opening weekend of the NFL season, and the Cowboys play tonight. I've still got to pack stuff. That game's coming up, so we got to get through these because I have to be there. So first, a couple that I think we hit at the end of last week's video, but I wasn't sure, and I didn't go back and look, and it's always good to recap a little, right? Anyway, I mean, these are good sales, things you can look for. So the first thing is this Tasmanian Devil t-shirt. This is a Christmas t-shirt, guys. It didn't sell last Christmas, but it sold this time around. I picked this up at Goodwill for $1 last year, and it sold for $30 plus shipping. This South Dakota hat, this really cool retro look, though, I mean, it's vintage, so I guess it's the really cool vintage look. I picked this up for 25 cents at a garage sale, and it sold for $17.34 free shipping. It took a while. Some hats do take a while, but you can see on the list that I've got here, fair number of hats. I love selling hats, very easy to source low and sell. Even basic hats will sell for 10 or 12 bucks, often plus shipping. So a really good ROI when we're talking hats. This Snap-on hat, incidentally, paid $1 for this, and this sold overseas. It's going to the UK. Somebody paid $27.59 Great British pounds. Did the math, that comes out to about $35.30. So after my fees, after international shipping, which on this I believe was $10.95, I come out with a profit of $16.99. Not bad for a hat, right? Starbucks, Colorado. This is a pretty common mug. Interestingly, it sold to Germany. I don't know. Paid $2 for this. Picked a whole pile of these up at Farmer Mark's garage sale earlier this summer. They paid 25.44 euros, which is the equivalent of just over 30 bucks. So we don't make a ton off of this, but we make a few bucks, and that's okay. We move out of common, which is nice. Orville Redenbacher, we picked this up a couple weekends ago. I think you've seen this video. This with Roxanne was there with me. We've got this for $1 and sold it for $14.99 plus shipping. This a really nice sale. It was on one of our previous videos that you may have seen, our Halloween haul. This Chucky mask, I believe it was $2.99 from Goodwill, and we sold it in a matter of days for $48.99 plus shipping. They actually paid for first class shipping, and I decided I would upgrade them because it was like $2 more. So I figured, you know what, let's get it there a little faster, and let's get some priority mail protections on it. So I did upgrade them to priority shipping. So we ended up paying about $2 for shipping, but we made so much off of it, no big deal. This one is not a big dollar sale here, but these are the little sales that keep adding up. This is a map reading book. I've talked about this before. I picked this up from a guy. He was in the National Guard. He was selling all sorts of different guard stuff at his sale. And he had a postal crate full of old field manuals. And we bought all of them for 15 bucks. I'm not even sure how many were in there. We're 50 cents or less into them. There was a lot in there, and I've still actually got some to list, but they're selling off. And this one of the lower dollar, we've sold some of them for like 25 bucks. We're well into the profit on these. This sold for $8 plus shipping. Banana Republic, believe it or not, guys, Banana Republic, some of their stuff is a bolo. If you're around in the 90s, a kid of the 90s, you remember Banana Republic, certainly. I picked this up for $1 at Aaron and Mia's thrift store here in town, and it didn't take that long. It sold in about a week. This a dad hat is one of the phrases that people are going to look for on there. $16.99 plus shipping. So not a bad turnaround on a really, really basic hat. These cards, these are Back to the Future cards, artist rendition. These I get in my BAM box every month. So we've got Marty and we've got Biff. They came in separate months. I held on to Marty, and then Biff showed up the next month, and we sold them together. And this actually went to somebody in France. They paid $19.59 for the cards, and then they paid international shipping to get it over to France. So you can see I've got some pretty good international sales sprinkled in here. This Spidey t-shirt, I've been hanging on to this for a year plus. I thought it was a really cool t-shirt. The design is actually kind of the foam. It's raised off of the t-shirt. Didn't make much. I paid $1 for this, and it went for $12.55. Free shipping. It's only going to cost about $3.50. So we are certainly going to make a little bit of profit there. I'm always surprised, or at least sometimes surprised, at some of the things that sell overseas. This is one of them. Nebraska Cornhuskers hoodie. I bought this at an estate sale last summer for $2, and it sold for $32.57 Great British pounds. So that is right about the neighborhood of $40 or so. U.S. equivalent. So pretty good sale, pretty good turnaround. And it got it out of the closet. It was in the back of the closet. This one had been hanging there for some time. So really, really nice sale. Spyro. Spyro, the title itself sells. This not a particularly high value game. We picked this up at the same place we got the Orville Redenbacher t-shirt. Actually, we got a whole pile of games there for $2, and this sold for $9.98. But it was plus shipping. So we did make a couple bucks on that. There's a Vietnam hat. Really, really cool hat. And I was really excited to get this to somebody that it meant something to and that appreciated it. Paid $1 for this at the Toys for Tots sale earlier this summer. Same place we got that Snap-on hat, actually. And it sold for $20.99 free shipping. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures, these are really, really cool from the late 80s. These were the last figures. This was the first garage sale of this summer season before the COVID lockdown. It was like a early weekend here in Montana to have a garage sale, and there was one. And I bought a whole box of vintage action figures, most of them Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And actually, I still have a couple of straggling pieces from that now over there in my death pile. Some vehicles and stuff that didn't have all the parts, so I didn't want to deal with them. These actually didn't have all their parts either. They were slightly damaged. None of them super valuable by themselves, and they were missing little parts and pieces, so I put them together. And eventually it worked. $20.29 plus shipping for this. So pretty good. And we're out of all of our turtles now. This ZZ Top album we picked up just a few weeks ago. I put this to auction. We paid 50 cents for this, and it went for $20.50 plus media mail shipping. And then this ZZ Top record, a little bit better. This is their first album. And these, as you can see from the picture here, it's not in great condition. This is not somebody collecting it for the pristine condition of the cover. This sat on somebody's shelf and went in and out and in and out as they played it. It was scuffed up. It was marked. People just want to listen to the album. And so that's kind of nice that you don't have to necessarily worry so much about if they're going to nitpick the album. You let them know in the pictures, hey, this thing is this is well loved. And it's still sold at auction for $30 plus shipping. T Swift, she sells. If you find her albums, the right albums, they do sell. This lasted for a while, but paid $1.99 for this at Goodwill, and it's going to Germany. $17 plus shipping, so not bad. This Pokemon Diamond, this cartridge only, we paid $1 for this at that sale where we got all of those Pokemon games. A couple of them selling for $100+. This one, not quite there, and again, it's cartridge only, but $1 for this. It sold for $27.99 plus shipping. Here's another one of the books we got from the National Guard sale. This one, $12.10 free shipping. So you can see, again, it's not super high, but again, $15 for all of those. So we're going to make several $100s, I think, by the time all of it's done off of those books. It's just coming in $5 and $10, sometimes $15 and $20, but a lot of times it's $5 and $10 at a time. So this Warrior Ethos, $12.10. Vintage Long Johns. Vintage underwear, new in package sells, guys. I actually just listed some today. You're not going to see this sale for a little while, but I bought some vintage J.C. Penney underwear from, turned out to be a 78-year-old woman. Very, very sweet. It was weird buying underwear from her. But I put them online this afternoon. I listed them, and within 45 minutes, I had a watcher on them. I don't know. I don't get it either. But these actually went to our buddy Keith in Minnesota. He says, you know what? It's getting cold up here in Minnesota. I thought I might get these and get ahead of the game. So, Keith, thank you, man. These vintage Long Johns, I bought these for $1 at an estate sale. Something that sat there all day by the time I got to it. So these are the things that you can find. I do this part-time, so a lot of times I'm not getting the choice stuff that everybody knows about. I have to dig a little deeper and find the things that people don't know about. And that, in many cases, is stuff like this, vintage Long Johns. And they sold for $24.49 plus shipping. And then Keith also bought the Helena Brewers hat that I had. This was $2 at Goodwill, and it sold for $19.75 plus shipping. So this also headed up there to you in Minnesota. Keith, thanks so much for your support of me, of my family, of this channel, and of my store. You're always browsing through the stuff, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate when you stop by. Here's our good sale. I mentioned this in the beginning. We had a $150 sale. These are them, guys. I think I paid $20 at Aaron and Mia's store for these. These are made in the USA Chuck Taylors. If you ever see Chuck Taylors that are made in the USA and they're at anywhere reasonable price, pick them up. Now, when I picked these up, I thought they actually might be knockoffs because there were some things that didn't look quite right about them. Even made in the USA, they looked a little off. Well, that's because they were older than I thought. I'd never seen any like this. The bottom was different. It was a gum bottom, different than their normal stuff. Turns out they were wrestling shoes. And so these from the late 60s to, I think these were actually made in 1970, size 10.5. I listed these in the morning, and within about 20 minutes, I got an offer of $100. Now, I listed them high. The previous pair sold they were a white pair. They sold for about $94 and change, I believe. They put them at auction. So I wasn't going to do that. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to price it high. I'm not going to risk an auction on these and, have one person find them and get an opening bid. I wasn't going to do that. So I priced these really, really high, or at least higher than that, basically twice that. They were listed at just over $200. The most recent comp I could find for the black version of these shoes from the same era, they went for $150. So that was sort of my marker. That's how much I wanted to get out of them. If I got more, great. But they sent me an offer of $100. We bounced a few offers back and forth, and then they hit $150. And with the message that just said, please. That was it. And I thought, you know what? I paid $20 for them. Somebody clearly wants these, and they're offering real money. They're paying shipping as well. And so I took that. I could have held out and maybe eventually got like $175 out of them. But sometimes it's worth it just to turn that money around, turn it quickly, and make some money. So we did. And I had to get new tires for my car. They ended up costing, I think it was like $142 a piece, something like that. These shoes essentially paid for one of my new tires. So I like converting sales into real world things. What did we use this for? So I turned a pair of shoes into a new tire for my car. I like that. So these went for $150 plus shipping. I think with the shipping and with their sales tax and everything, they were all in about $175. These went to LA, I believe. So again, if you find them made in the USA Chucks, pick them up. Moving on, I got to look down my list and see where we're at here. These Thanos cups, you've seen me talk about these before. I've got to go through and re-inventory and make sure and find out how many of these I have. I still have several. I've got multiples of these. These part of a buyout I did of a guy, mostly of Funko Pops, and they were all, for the most part, Marvel. There was some Gears of War stuff in there as well. We paid $520 for a big chunk of his storage unit. And we're in the neighborhood somewhere between 3 and 4 times that in profit now off of that. We've still got a few stragglers, and I had multiples of these cups. These were handed out in the movie theaters. He bought a whole bunch of them. At the time, they were selling for pretty high dollar, like 40 bucks a piece. They're not selling for that right now, but they do still sell. They just trickle out. And so now I take and send offers on these things, anywhere between about $12 and $15 free shipping. This one, they sent an offer of 10. I bounced back at 15. They came back at 12, and I thought, you know what, it is completely profit. So why not? If you guys want a cup, let me know. I will get it to you gladly, and very, very cheaply, I promise. I've got a fair number of these left. So $12 free shipping for this Thanos Gauntlet Cup. Rashard Lawrence, not a big money maker here, but this is his rookie card. $10.87 free shipping, but it's a football card, right? We're going to get it out for the 3-ounce rate, and we're going to make make $6-7 on it. Not bad. Bo knows. I don't know what to say about the man other than he was a freakishly talented individual. If he would have concentrated on just one sport, be it football or baseball, there's no telling how incredible he would have been, because he was amazing at both anyway, doing both at the same time. You kids look up Bo Jackson. It's a name that probably not enough people remember, but I picked this up. This is a starting lineup figure. A lot of those starting lineups are not worth that much. So don't see starting lineups and get all excited, because a lot of them just not worth that much. But there are some that are. And this was a loose figure. I picked him up in a pack along with Phil Simms and Troy Aikman starting lineups. Troy Aikman is back there. I really bought it for Troy because I wanted him to hang out here on my table. So really that's what I paid a quarter for, was Troy Aikman, but I knew that Bo would sell and cover the cost, and Phil Simms will probably eventually sell for a couple bucks, not that much. But Bo Jackson, even without his helmet, I got Bo without his helmet, and he still sold for $9.98 free shipping. Here's one that I thought would go a lot sooner. You guys, you must have things that you picked up and thought, oh, this is going to go. And it just sits, and it sits, and it's priced right. It's the right thing. Sometimes it just, you got to wait for the right person to come along. And the right person came along for this. I bought it more than a year ago for $1, and ended up sort of slowly lowering the price, eventually hitting $18.24 free shipping for this Hard Rock Cafe Soul vintage single stitch. The fade was amazing. It just didn't sell for that much, unfortunately. But it was a cool shirt, and now it found a home, which is good. Here's another one that, it looks nice when you look at the numbers, but then when you sit and do the final math, not fantastic. I bought 3 of these things. These are karaoke. I know it's karaoke, but it's not spelled that way. It drives me nuts. These karaoke machines, Lion King karaoke, it's actually really, really cool. Bluetooth hooks to your phone. I think they're going to go for Christmas. We'll find out. I paid just under $15 for these at Walmart, I believe, not too long ago on clearance. And somebody bought it for $45.53 Great British pounds, which it's about 60 bucks. But once I pay the fees and the shipping and then subtract the original 15, we're not making a ton, but you don't make a ton on most retail arbitrage. So if you're trying to chase big bucks there and chase the hot toy, it's sort of like gambling on cards, on baseball or football cards, that sort of thing. You're buying the box and hoping you pull a LeBron out. More often than not, it's not going to happen. You're just going to get the basics, and that's what we got here. We just have some basic sales, so we're going to make a few bucks on this, and that's okay. And I still have 2 more of these. I think they're going to go for Christmas, and that's why I got them. Something else that I thought would go and just didn't, and I've been slowly lowering the price, is this Stranger Things Demogorgon like pool floaty. I thought it was really, really cool, and it just wasn't selling. I picked this up on a really deep clearance at Target a year and a half ago, something like that. And so I think we only paid $3 or $4 for this thing. I think it got lost in the back, and then they just put it out, and we didn't hardly pay anything for it. But I just thought we'd get decent money out of it and that it would move. It just didn't. Ultimately, it finally sold for $29.94 free shipping. So I don't know. I haven't done the math. It's actually pretty heavy. I'm just glad it's gone, and it's freeing up some space on my shelf, to be honest with you. The Princess Bride. We bought this for $1 about a month ago, and it went out. I know you're thinking, but people just want to watch the movie. Why would they buy the book? That's inconceivable. It's not. $17.49 plus shipping for that. That book actually sells pretty well. This one not in fantastic condition. If you can find them with the dust jacket in better condition, they will sell for a little bit more. Really good sell-through rate on the Princess Bride book. This martial arts DVD package, I think there were 50 movies in this package. I bought this for $1, and it sold for $16.99 plus shipping. If you can find old martial arts stuff, it does tend to sell pretty well, especially if you've got some big names in there. Bruce Lee was, of course, included in this set. So old martial arts will definitely sell. Another one, in the survival manual. This also, in that whole box of books that we got, this sold for $9.98 plus shipping. Here you go, an old vintage picture. This is an old black and white. I got this in an estate sale last summer. I just like the look. I thought it was really, really cool. It's a little 5x7 in a very old frame. I thought it would go. Kind of like that Soul Hard Rock shirt. I just thought it would go, and it just sat for some time. And it finally sold. I paid a couple bucks for this, and it sold for $24.48 plus shipping. You'll notice maybe when you saw the listing there, cheesecake was in the title, and you might be thinking, what in the world? I don't know who came up with the word. I don't know why it's the word, but cheesecake is one that if you get the old pictures of, like essentially of pinups, right? The old pinup girls, and they're showing leg and they're being flirty. Put cheesecake in the title. I promise you, that's the search term. Just like trucker hat or whatever, snapback. Cheesecake is the term for those type of photos. That's the search term. It's going to help you sell it a whole lot faster. So, random tip for you there. We are almost at the end, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. Mulan. This actually 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. Picked this up for $1 and took an offer of $13 plus shipping. Sold another Yellowstone shirt. I might be almost out of these, or this might have been my last one. I've been selling various Yellowstone stuff, shirts lately, different stuff. This one has been hanging around for a while. It had a couple of holes, small holes in it, but it had flaws and it wasn't great. So somebody sent me an offer of $12, even though it was free shipping. I've had this for a year and a half. I want it gone. So I took that $12 free shipping. Panzer Dragoon. That's actually back there. You probably can't see it super well, but it's one of, it's just the manual from one of the Sega games. Collectors want to complete it. So this going to somebody that's either reselling and has the case and the game, but they don't have the manual, or somebody that bought that and wants to complete it. We got this for nothing. It was a throw-in, and I took an offer of $26 plus shipping for that. These Nike Revolution 4s, I paid, I think these were half off at the thrift, so I think I got these for $4. Yeah, you're seeing the back of my my junk mail here. That's where I wrote my list. I think I paid $4 for these, if I remember right, at Goodwill, in really, really good shape. And somebody in Australia picked these up this afternoon. 90.83. That, though, is Australian dollars. The Australian dollar, not as strong as the U.S. It's not like the Great British Pounds. It's not like the euro. It's, I think today it's 72 or 73 cents. So this comes out to what, like 66 bucks or something. So not bad though. Still, they're going to ship. They're relatively light, so I should get them under the £2 rate. So we'll make a pretty good profit on this. And then Chloe picked up this Rugrats pencil case. I don't have the listing to show you because it's not listed yet. So I actually just picked this up this weekend. This we put on a little preview. If you're not following me on Instagram, Mountain Man Treasure, all slammed together one word on Instagram. This week, I thought, you know what, I'm going to show everybody sort of a preview of the video because they're delayed a week, 2 weeks, sometimes longer, depending on what happens in the schedule. And so there's been many times where I'll put the video out and then somebody says, hey, do you still have the thing? Or is it listed? And very often it's already sold. I would much rather sell it to you guys and give you guys a good deal on it. I put a little 1-minute preview of, hey, here's the haul. If you're interested in anything, let me know. And Chloe saw that and shot me a message and was wondering about this Rugrats pencil case. I talk for a living. I get paid to talk. It's hard. This is a vintage piece from 1998, Viacom. Really cool, in fantastic shape. And so we worked out a deal, $15 all in, so $15 free shipping for this. We paid $2 at a garage sale here just yesterday. So we'll make a few bucks on it, and Chloe gets a cool pencil case out of it. I assume for work. I don't know. Wherever you're going to use it, let us know where you use it. I'd love to see a picture of it when it's in place. So that's what we've got for sales this week, guys. I appreciate you joining me. Appreciate you supporting the channel. It's growing. It's cool to see it grow. If you want to see anything, we've had a couple of requests for videos on how to clean hats. So that coming up here at some point. We've also had a question about shoes. Hopefully you're not disappointed, because I like to keep things super simple. But I am working on a video on the shoes, so that is coming up actually here pretty soon. We just got a little bit more to shoot on that. And then tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, we've got Pick and Roll coming on. Steve's going to be here. It's going to be really, really exciting. If you guys don't follow him, I will put his YouTube channel up here, and we're going to talk about it during the show. And mostly this is a get to know you, because I think he's a fantastic guy. He finds really cool stuff. He puts out good videos. So come back tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have a live show, Pick and Roll, on Keeping It Real. Thanks for coming in, guys. I sure appreciate it. And we'll see you later tonight. Go Cowboys.